Ends coxless fours. Six-boat final once again.
France,
who have had everything their way this season.
Great Britain,
They added gold at Lucerne to their tally. They went across to Henley. They won the Stewards' Cup, the prestigious Coxless Falls event at Henley. But determined to prove it otherwise, they're going to be the Italians who qualified direct for the final alongside them in lane 4. French there go off very hard indeed. And in lane 5, the British 4 with the world and Olympic champion Searle brothers on board. World and Olympic champions in coxed pairs, remember. And they've now decided to try their luck in the coxless 4 because the cox pair is very much an endangered species these days. It's now been dropped from the Olympic program. So a number of the medalists from that event from last year have chosen to try their luck in other boats for this year's World Championships, as we'll see later on in the program. And the Searle brothers joined forces with Tim Foster and Rupert Obholzer to try and take this 4- title away from the hot favourites from France. And at the moment it's the Italians and the French, as expected, who've gone out into the lead ahead of Germany and Poland in lanes 1 and 2, and Britain and Slovenia on the near side in 5 and 6, just a little way back on the field. Britain last at the moment, 2 lengths clear of the leaders, who are just the Italians by a whisker ahead of the French. The Italians did not appear at Lucerne, so we've got no late season form for them, but the engine room of Riccardo De Rossi and Raffaello Leonardo, they're out of last year's 7th placed Italian 4-. And another new lineup too for the Germans in lane 2. But new they may be, but took bronze medal at Lucerne. Behind France and Slovenia, another new lineup from the Slovenians. So now, as expected, the French take on the lead away from the Italians, half a canvas, some 4 or 5 feet between these two crews. And yet to see any impression, as expected, from the British 4, who are still way back down the field, but with the Searle brothers on board. Don't forget, from those stirring finishes we saw from the Cox Pairs event the last couple of years, they like being behind, they like to put on a storming finish and come back and destroy the opposition, so certainly not to be written off yet, as the Italians take back the lead away from the French once again. And the Britons begin to squeeze their way through the rest of the field and currently lie 3rd. So the position: Italy, France, Britain, and Poland in 4th place, followed by Germany and Slovenia in 6th place at the moment. Searle brothers, Greg and Jonny, in the 2 and 3 seats there. And the Italians now really trying to push on the pace. You know that the French have got a good finish, so they've got to get a substantial advantage, and they've gone half a length clear. Tim Foster in the bow with the cap on, a junior gold medalist with Matthew Pinsent, Steve Redgrave's partner and gold medalist in the coxless pair. So that was the position on your screens at the halfway mark, but things have changed because it's Italy who've got half a length lead on the French, beginning to draw clear and taking the British 4 with them. And these 3 crews currently in the medal slots as they go through the next timing point. Italy lead 3/4 of a length clear on the French. Poland and Slovenia neck and neck for 4th place. And Germany currently lying 6th. And Great Britain now coming back hard on the French. The French have allowed themselves to be squeezed out by the Italians. Surely they can't come back on them. It was this four that the British four that the French met in the final at Henley. The French came out on top on that occasion by the narrowest of margins, but the Britons will be determined to reverse that decision. The Italians really now have the bit between their teeth. And incredible pressure this late in the race with such a lead from the Italians. Huge puddles of water sweeping away from their blades as they draw a length clear and open up clear water between themselves and the French and the British, who are neck and neck for that silver medal. Not much more than 100 meters to go. The French now trying to close that gap, but they must have left it too late. There's no way that anybody can come back from a length down at this late stage. Down to the line then, and Italy are over the line first, and it's silver for France and bronze for Great Britain. And the French World Championships have been beaten into second place by the Italians, who are ecstatic. Confirmation of the winning times then. Italy take the title by just under 1.5 seconds clear of France, and bronze for Great Britain.